evening and welcome to Dateline. I am Esther Oputa. President Bola Tinubu has conferred Nigeria's second highest national honor, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, on Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi. President Tinubu disclosed this during a bilateral meeting with the Indian leader at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. The president stated that the honor was to signify the appropriation of India as Nigeria's partner. Mr. Modi's visit is the first by an Indian Prime Minister since Dr. Manmohan Singh's state visit in 2007, when the two nations established a strategic partnership. Vice President Kashim Shettima has expressed optimism that President Bola Tinubu's policies will return Nigeria to a path of economic growth. Senator Shettima gave the assurance in Abuja during a one-day retreat for presidential aides and heads of units in his office. He said President Tinubu was determined to change the fortunes of the nation. The Vice President urged all aides in the presidency to synergize more and work harder in helping the President deliver on his mandate. He listed some of the improvements recorded so far to include crude oil production hitting 1.8 million barrels per day. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has accused some unnamed individuals of frustrating government's efforts at ending insurgency activities in the country. General Musa made the accusation in Abuja after receiving 58 rescued kidnapped victims from the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, for onward transmission to the Kaduna State government, stressing that perpetrators would not be allowed to have their way. He noted that contrary to the belief of many Nigerians, not all who were involved in banditry joined willingly, adding that some of them were conscripted force. Speaking on how the victims were rescued, General Musa said no money was paid for the victims to regain their freedom, even as he appealed to citizens to give security agencies the needed support in the ongoing fight against insecurity. Governor Sheriff Oborewori, his deputy, Sir Monday Onyeme, and the immediate past governor of the state, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, were among dignitaries at the Thanksgiving service of the state chairman of the state's People's Democratic Party, PDP, Chief Solomon Arayenka, at the Avenue Baptist Church, Warri South local government area. Speaking at the service, Governor Sheriff Oborewori charged Chief Solomon Arayenka to use his position to foster sustainable unity within the party and the state at large. Governor Oborewori told the PDP chairman to see his elevation as a platform to actualize the aspirations of Delta State in the political sphere, adding that by God's grace, his leadership would lead the state to greater heights, ensuring peace, progress, and prosperity. He expressed optimism that with Chief Arayenka at the helm of the party's affairs, the dividends of democracy would reach every corner of the state, and applauded him for answering the call to service. The governor urged those in authority to always thank God for every opportunity given them to serve God and mankind. Earlier, in a sermon titled Appreciating God Beyond the Sacrifice, the lead pastor of the Avenue Baptist Church, Warri, Reverend Sylvester Ogene Akpobo, underscored the importance of Thanksgiving, pointing out that it was a good thing to thank God for all he had been doing in the lives of humans. Pastor Ogene Akpobo said beyond the sacrifice, Christians should learn to appreciate God by acknowledging the fact that any position they occupied was an act of God's mercy on them, and use such positions as an opportunity to serve those they were leading with empathy and the fear of God. Anyone who pursues righteousness will certainly get a reward. according to the promise of God. This was a cruise of the sermon at today's service in the Asaba branch of the God's Kingdom Society, GKS. Bridget Agetu reports.
In a sermon titled, "Verily there is a reward for the righteous," drawn from Psalm 58 verse 11, a minister of the church, Brother Benedict Hart, said living righteously and doing good works attracted sure blessings from God. He listed such blessings to include riches, honor, long life, and above all, eternal life in the world to come. Brother Hart, who is also the General Secretary of the Church, cited the biblical examples of Abraham, Jacob, and Job, among other faithful men of old, who served God dedicatedly and received unquantifiable blessings from him. The cleric noted that though some wicked people might seem to prosper in their wickedness, they will surely reap the reward of their evil works, while it will always be well with the righteous. He urged the people to therefore be steadfast in the work of God and the keeping of his commandments.
God has started who is doing his best service of God, not picking and choosing what to obey and not to obey, preferring one to the other. No, he does all righteousness by God's grace. Such a person is righteous. Now, some people have said that it is vain to serve God. It's a waste of time to serve God. Remember the sermon is, verily, there is a reward for the righteous.
The service features special choral renditions, dance performances, and thanksgiving. Bridget Agetu reporting.
The chairman of Ndokwa East Local Government, Chief Vincent Osilonya, has distributed notebooks worth millions of naira to 70 primary schools in the area. The report is presented. The Delta State Government, through the Awareness Creation Committee on Youth Enlistment in the Military and Paramilitary Services, has encouraged eligible Deltans to visit the Nigerian Air Force NAF official website to complete and submit applications for the 2024 Batch B of the Nigerian Air Force Direct Short Service Commission enlistment for university graduates. The Direct Short Service Commission is a type of commission in the Nigerian Air Force which is open to both civilians and serving military personnel. The course provides the avenue for the enlistment of university degree holders who are professionals in specific fields. The training period is usually 6 months of intensive military training, and successful candidates are commissioned into the rank of flying officer. A statement from the Delta State Orientation Bureau says applicants must not be more than 30 years by September 2025, with the exception of medical consultants who can be 25 to 40 years old and must be medically and mentally fit. Applicants must also have a minimum of 5 credits including mathematics and English language, plus second-class upper division for degree holders and upper credit for HND holders, as well as NYSC discharge certificates. The statement adds that application forms and other details can be obtained online at www.nafrecruitment.airforce.mil.ng, while the closing date is November 26. Interested candidates have been requested to contact the Nigerian Air Force Office telephone number 0990-44444 in case for further inquiries. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared Lucky Ayadetawa of the All Progressives Congress, APC, as the winner of the Ondo State governorship election yesterday. Governor Ayedatiwa defeated his closest rival, Mr. Abola Ajayi of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, securing 366,781 votes to Ajayi's 117,845 votes. The APC clinched victory in all 18 local government areas of the state. The Labour Party LP and the Zenith Labour Party ZLP polled 1,162 and 2,692 votes. The results were announced by the collation officer, Professor Olayemi Akinwumi, at INEC's state headquarters in Akure, the state capital. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has called on businesses to prioritize compliance with health and safety regulations, emphasizing the importance of accurate branding and proper handling of regulated products. NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojishola Adeyeye, represented by the Director of the Northwest Zone, Mr. Nantin Dadi, made a call during a panel session at the 2024 African Retail Congress recently held in Lagos. She stressed the need for retailers to familiarize themselves with the local and international regulations governing the manufacture, storage, and distribution of the products. The NAFDAC official warned that failure to comply with the directive could result in significant financial losses. The agency also expressed concern about false claims and misleading labels on products, urging businesses to use NAFDAC's resource, including its website, to understand and adhere to regulations. Now, still in business, leading telecom provider in Ghana and Nigeria, MTN, recently faced service issues that have sparked complaints and frustration among customers. In Nigeria, MTN customers have been experiencing issues related to data and airtime purchase, with instances of being debited without receiving credits. Slow responses from customer service have exacerbated users' frustrations. Also in Ghana, many users struggled with internet connectivity and call accessibility, primarily limited to outdated 2G networks, which modern smartphones often do not support. MTN has attributed the development to disruptions in undersea cables affecting multi-telecom services and has since issued an apology, saying it is working to resolve the matter with its intentional partners. The service disruptions by the telecoms provider have underscored the challenges of maintaining reliable connectivity across multiple markets, prompting calls for better infrastructure and customer support. The president of the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Guzo, has charged the Edo Queens to win the CAF Women's Championship League title. Alhaji Guzo, who was overwhelmed by the team's victory against the Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa yesterday night, made the call in a statement today. The NFF boss commended the team's extraordinary fighting spirit in overpowering the defending champions to reach the semi-finals of the ongoing CAF Women's Champions League competition in Morocco, believing that they could as well emerge winners of the ongoing tournaments. Edo Queens, who won the Nigerian title for the first time last season, went ahead to beat all comers to win the WAFU B Women's Champions League competition, a qualifying tournament for the Continental Championships in Côte d'Ivoire, and have now made it to the last four of the CAF Women's Champions League. With the developments, Edo Queens will now take on TP Mazembe of DR Congo in the first semi-final on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Morocco time, before ASFAR of Morocco confronts Massa of Egypt in the second semi-final 3 hours later. And away from sports, the state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, and immediate past governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, were among dignitaries at the funeral service of Mrs. Victoria Obielum, mother of Chief Godswill Obielum, at Usie in Ndokwa East local government area. In a sermon titled, "What Will You Be Remembered For?" Pastor Ifeanyi Ogude of the Heaven Bound Christian International Ministry, Asaba, said life was ephemeral and it was only the memories left behind that determined whether one had made negative or positive impact. He cited the example of Dorcas in the Bible, who was raised from the dead because of the testimony of goodwill and charity from those she impacted on by her show of love and kindness. The cleric enjoined all to therefore reflect on what they would want to be remembered for and live by their lives accordingly, while stressing that a good name was better than riches. Prayers were offered for the children and family of the deceased. The funeral activities were attended by a cross-section of the political class, members of the State Executive Council, and top government functionaries, among a host of others. And that ends Dateline. Now to our fold for the day. If the biblical story of Gideon and his 300 men is true, then victory is not determined by the size of the army. Thank you so much for your time. That's how we call it a wrap on Dateline tonight. Many thanks for watching. I am Esther Oputa. Good night and stay blessed.